Mauricio Umansky has long been considered one of Beverly Hills' most respected figures. The charismatic real estate titan who built the agency from the ground up. A man who somehow balanced business, reality TV, fatherhood, and marriage to one of the most beloved housewives. But recently, Mauricio made a decision that has left fans, friends, and even castmates divided. A move so unexpected that even those close to the couple admit nobody saw it coming. Sources close to the family revealed that Mauricio decided to step back from a major joint project he and Kyle had been planning. A project the couple had been quietly building for almost a year, one tied deeply to their brand, their future plans, and what many assumed was their path toward reconciliation. The decision stunned everyone, especially because of how committed both Mauricio and Kyle had been to presenting a united front, even amid their separation, even amid rumors, even amid the relentless spotlight on their marriage. According to insiders, Mauricio's choice came after months of silent tension between him and Kyle over the direction of the project. A lifestyle venture that would have blended Kyle's creative vision with Mauricio's entrepreneurial drive. But their approaches couldn't have been more different. Kyle wanted something intimate, personal, and healing-focused. A platform rooted in storytelling, wellness, and emotional authenticity. A space reflecting the journey she'd been on as a woman reinventing herself at 55. Mauricio, on the other hand, believed their brand needed to lean toward visibility, expansion, and high-profile influence. He wanted bolder marketing, bigger partnerships, a louder message, something that would put their names together back in the public conversation. And while both visions were individually compelling, they were moving in opposite directions. The tension reportedly reached a breaking point when Mauricio abruptly informed producers and partners that he was stepping away entirely, without consulting Kyle beforehand. The move sparked confusion, disappointment, and, for the first time in a very long time, a rare moment of public distance between the two. Fans waited. Castmates speculated. Blogs exploded. But everyone was waiting for one thing: Kyle Richards' response. For weeks, she remained silent. No podcast comments. No Instagram hints. No confessional-style shading. Nothing. Then, finally, in a recent sit-down interview, Kyle addressed Mauricio's decision head-on. Her words were calm, measured, painfully honest, and filled with emotion that only someone who has lived through real heartbreak could express. She said, "When you've shared a life with someone for this long, and you care for them as deeply as I still care for Mauricio, you support their choices, even when their path no longer matches yours. I was surprised by how it happened, but I understand why he felt he needed to make that choice for himself." The moment the clip dropped, the internet froze. Blogs rewound it frame by frame. Fans analyzed every syllable, every breath, every tiny shift in her expression. Some praised her for her grace. Others speculated that her calm tone was masking hurt, or even anger. But everyone agreed. Kyle's response was powerful. What's fascinating about Kyle and Mauricio is how different their worlds truly are. Yet for nearly 3 decades, they managed to merge them seamlessly. Mauricio, the charismatic broker, thrives on scale, momentum, and visibility. A man used to building empires, leading teams, and taking big swings. Kyle, the actress turned housewife, moves quietly behind the scenes until she chooses her moment. Her power comes through storytelling, emotional vulnerability, and connection. Whether she is filming RHOBH, creating a new series, or producing films, her strength is subtle but undeniable. Their marriage was often described as the perfect balance of glamour and groundedness. A partnership built on real affection, the kind that anchored an entire family and became one of reality TV's most stable love stories. But Mauricio's recent decision tested that balance in a way most fans had never seen. And yet, Kyle's response once again reminded the world why she is so widely respected. She didn't lash out. She didn't blame him. She didn't weaponize her feelings. Instead, she reframed the moment, turning it from drama into perspective. She continued, "Any long relationship, romantic, family, or professional, will come with moments where visions diverge. You don't avoid those moments, you face them. The real strength lies in how you walk through them with honesty and compassion." The quote went viral instantly. Fans flooded the comments. Kyle just handled this with the emotional intelligence of a queen. This is what growth looks like. You can disagree without tearing each other down. Kyle proved it. Even RHOBH castmates, past and present, quietly posted supportive messages. Several Hollywood insiders also weighed in, praising Kyle for the maturity and clarity she brought to a situation that could have sparked weeks of messy headlines. But Kyle didn't just calm the noise, she shifted the conversation. She subtly reminded everyone that relationships, especially ones with history, children, and shared dreams, are not black and white. They're complicated, layered, human. As Kyle's statement continued trending worldwide, all eyes turned to one person, Mauricio Umansky. People wanted to know, would he respond? Would he clarify? Would he address Kyle's emotional but composed comments? Within days, he did. In a candid interview, Mauricio spoke openly, something he hasn't done much since the couple's separation became public. He said, "I'm lucky to have Kyle in my life. She has been my partner for almost 30 years. I don't always make the right calls. Sometimes I lead with business, not emotion. She reminds me that there's more to life than the next big move." His words stopped the internet again. Not because of the vulnerability, though that was rare for Mauricio, but because it confirmed something fans have long suspected. There is still deep love, deep respect, and deep connection between them, even if their future isn't the one they once envisioned. Mauricio also emphasized that his decision wasn't meant to hurt Kyle. He explained that stepping away felt necessary for his own clarity, and that he hoped, in time, she would understand the emotional weight behind it. And perhaps most revealing, he added, "We're figuring things out. Not for the cameras. Not for the headlines. For us." That line alone sent RHOBH fans into a frenzy. Speculation soared. Does figuring things out mean friendship? Co-parenting? Reconciliation? Closure? No one knows for sure. But one thing is clear. The love between Mauricio and Kyle didn't disappear. It simply evolved. And maybe that's the part fans struggle with the most. For years, they were the gold standard, the aspirational couple, the example of what long-term love in the spotlight could look like. Watching them navigate this new chapter is emotional, human, and undeniably real. So now the question turns to you. What do you think about Kyle Richards' powerful response to Mauricio's surprising decision? Was she sending a deeper message about where they stand today? Or was she simply choosing grace over conflict, showing the world that love doesn't always end with bitterness? Let me know in the comments. I want to hear your thoughts, theories, and predictions for what comes next. And before you go, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell, so you never miss another deep dive into the stories behind your favorite Bravo stars. More exclusives, cast insights, and behind-the-scenes breakdowns are coming your way. But what many people don't realize is that this moment between Kyle and Mauricio didn't happen overnight. It didn't begin with one disagreement, one decision, or one unexpected announcement. It was part of a much longer story, one that had been quietly unfolding behind the scenes for years. Friends close to the couple say that the project they were working on together was symbolic. It wasn't just a business venture. It represented the hope that they could still build something new, even as their marriage was shifting into unfamiliar territory. Kyle reportedly saw the project as a way for them to reconnect creatively, to rediscover the partnership that once felt effortless, to rebuild trust in a new modern form. Mauricio, meanwhile, viewed it as a way to maintain stability, to keep the brand strong, to prove to the world, and maybe to himself, that he and Kyle were still aligned, even if the romance had changed. But the more they worked together, the clearer it became that they were trying to build two different futures on top of the same foundation. Kyle wanted healing, Mauricio wanted momentum. And those two impulses, while both valid, were pulling them in opposite directions. Insiders say their meetings often ended in emotional stalemates, moments where neither wanted to push too hard because neither wanted to hurt the other. But the unspoken tension built, growing heavier with each passing week. So when Mauricio walked away from the project, it wasn't just a business move. It was a turning point that forced both of them to finally confront the deeper truth. They weren't on the same emotional timeline anymore. Kyle's interview hinted at that, without ever saying it directly. Her voice was steady, but filled with a softness fans recognized, the same tone she used when speaking about her mother, or her daughters, or moments that truly mattered. She wasn't angry. She was sad. But she was also accepting.